We took a look at the soul vibe. We checked out the mind bender. Now it's time to wrap up October with two tremolos in one. Kind of. Not really. It's the BBE Tremor. The first guitar you heard in there was my Reverend Jetstream, and I went with a medium fast, shallow setting on the tremor for that. For the lead part, I brought the speed down and the depth up, and I also added in the Wampler faux tape echo for a little slapback delay, and then threw in the Chase Tone secret preamp just to kind of warm things up a bit. Tremolo is just the volume, or amplitude, being modulated up and down based on the rate of a low frequency oscillator, and this pedal lets us control the rate and depth of that up and down like most tremolo pedals do. And this pedal is nice enough to let us dial in two different speeds and then toggle between them on the fly with this left foot switch over here. Check this out. Over on the depth side, it goes from just a little bit to full-on throb. Note to self, new band name idea, full-on throb. This pedal has a few really nice suggested settings in the manual, so let's start with this setting inspired by the Smiths' How Soon Is Now. We've got a 50s style tremolo setting. For a 60s style tremolo, we've got a setting called Crimson and Clover, referencing the song performed by Tommy James and the Shondells. And then the fourth one is a fast arpeggio tremolo setting. Tremolo is one of those effects that I always appreciate, but I never think to put on my board. And the inclusion of a speed switch is kind of like having two presets, which you know I'm always a fan of. Taking a quick peek inside of the pedal shows us that indeed this is using an octocoupler right here to drive the tremolo effect. Now, on the issue of volume drop, a lot of tremolo pedals suffer from a perceived loss of overall volume once the effect sets in. But look at how this pedal addresses that. We'll start with the pedal on, but with a depth of 0. And once we start increasing the depth, we can actually see the tremolo effect there. But notice that slight boost we get when the depth is raised compared with where it is when it's back at 0. So that's interesting. I think I would describe this pedal as having an amp-like tremolo characteristic. Compared with a purely shape-based tremolo, when this moves, it really feels like it's carrying some momentum behind it, and I like that. See if you can hear what I'm talking about in this next number. The first guitar in that Third Eye Blind inspired thing was my Reverend Reeves Gabrel's model. Tremor set really slow and really shallow. And then for that slightly less Third Eye Blind inspired second guitar part, I started slow and then switched over to a fast setting, still keeping the depth really, really low. The faux tape echo and the secret preamp are still in there, this time with a medium length echo. These sell for around 80 bucks used right now, and there's two versions. There's the one that looks like this, and then there's the classy version. Same guts on the inside, though. I think it's a really nice sounding tremolo pedal. I've got one very minor complaint, more of a suggestion, really. You see, these two knobs have the same range. And once you get up to the right side for the faster speeds, it can be hard to land it exactly where you want it to be. If instead we had a designated slow knob, which covered speeds from here to here, and a designated fast knob, which covered speeds from here to here, I think that might make this a little easier to work with. And of course, people are going to say, well, it just needs tap tempo. You can get tap tempo in an analog tremolo pedal, like the Sir Jackrabbit, which I hope I'm pointing at right now. That's probably not something you're going to find at this price point in a BBE pedal. You get the dual speed thing, and that's fancy enough. If you want something decked out in switches and knobs, you've got a few options. But at the end of the day, I know that being able to toggle between triangle and inverse saw shaped waveforms isn't the shortcut that's going to make up for all the time I've spent playing Skyrim instead of practicing and building skill. So I'm going to keep writing, I'm going to keep playing, and I'm going to keep practicing. You do the same. I'll catch you on the next one. Happy October.